Welcome to The Landing, Taylorville's premier venue for weddings, reunions, showers, parties, and anything in between. Located just 4 miles southeast of Taylorville, The Landing is a quaint and charming barn venue with a very chic and rustic style. Nestled among picturesque scenery and brimming with stunning details, The Landing is the perfect place to make your next memory.
The Taylorville Tornadoes would hit the road for Week 3 as they faced off against the Charleston Trojans.
One of the things we worked in practice was tempo, and one of my calling cards is I like doing a lot of tempo, but also changing personnel at the same time. So one of the things we looked at was maybe not changing personnel as much, coming up with some packages where we have a tight end in the game, we can go fast with the tight end and have some package for that. And then next series maybe come out and with our 4 wide receivers and have a package for that. And that worked out pretty well for us. We had 2 drives of 1 play and a drive of 3 plays. So I haven't had that before in my career. So, I'm learning and evolving as a coach, and the kids are doing a nice job of answering the bell with me.
Charleston may have started with the ball, but they didn't have it for very long as the Tornado defense comes through with a huge stop. This nice run by Champley would set up an Odam pass to Trey Kreitz, which would then be tipped after he was hit hard from behind and caught by a Charleston receiver. The dark side would end up forcing a 3 and out. Here's Odam and Wright connecting on a nice little bubble screen that would eventually set up Odam throwing once again, this time the other side to Jagger Moore for the touchdown. Charleston would end up having a long drive, but the dark side was just too much for their offense, as here you see a couple of nice plays.
I think just our intensity was up, and I really think that we can improve a lot. We can learn a lot from tonight. We did not play as well as we wanted to play. We would have preferred to have had a lot more hard hits and a lot more takeaways. Our goal was 4 takeaways, and we did not get that, so it's unacceptable.
Last week looked to be all about the air raid. This week it was about the ground game as Champley bounces this to the outside and gets a nice gain. Then Odam would hit right on what looks to be exactly the same play from the first time on this bubble, but this one would get called on the hold right there. That holding call wouldn't matter as the next play Brandon Odam would run it in for the touchdown, and here's Jagger Moore's PAT. The Tornado defense was flying around playing hard and fast as here they force Charleston's quarterback out of the pocket and throw the ball away. Evan Champley almost gets in here to block this punt as the special teams would allow the Tornado offense to take over as Odam would take this huge run down the field. The attack on the ground continued as Odam would hand off Champley for a few yards here and then he would just punch it in himself for the score. The dark side would get it done once again as Jack Kettlecamp sets the edge to force the quarterback back up the middle. And then this broken play ends up on a huge hit here. No defense can stay perfect as Charleston comes through with a score. An awkward exchange on this run was a scary moment for the Tornado offense, but Odam would recover the ball. And then he would fire a strike to Jagger Moore, who would make a fantastic catch to get a long gain. Odam would get a little assist from the referee to be able to score on this touchdown run. The Tornado defense gets through once again as they force the quarterback out of the pocket and get him down for this sack. Once more they flush the QB out of the pocket, but he has to throw the ball away on this one before he goes down. Odam and Wright worked their magic once again this week as they connect here on this screen, and Wright goes the rest of the way after getting some nice blocks for the touchdown. The D-line was working hard all night as Big Hunter Morgan would get a paw up and knock this pass down. The ensuing punt would allow Odam to hand this off to Champley as he would split the defense, then turn on the burners for the touchdown. The defense would have to go back to work as Charleston would drive, but a couple of broken plays would lead to a couple of big hits out of the big boys up front. The skill guys showed that they can hit too, as Kyle Durbin would come up with the big open field tackle. Those big boys up front would get to work stopping 2 Charleston runs, but eventually Charleston would decide to pass and get it in for the touchdown. Odam and Champley would get back to work setting up this scoring drive. First it's Odam and then it's Champley. After flipping the field for the fourth quarter to begin, Odam would find right through the defense for the touchdown. Something about the fourth quarter ignited the Tornado defense as they would hit hard and fast. Kyle Woods just lays the wood here on the running back. But Charleston would capitalize on their drive, finishing it off with this rushing score, and then with the 2-point conversion as well. But Taylorville wasn't done either, as Odam hits right on this bubble screen once more that would eventually set up this Evan Champley touchdown. A bad exchange on this handoff was like sharks smelling blood in the water for the Tornadoes as the defense would get to work, and here Caden Wright just ends this poor kid's life.
It was a big emphasis. Looking at the throw line, I wasn't really impressed, but I wasn't really impressed with our efforts tonight either. We got a lot to work on. Can't wait to get back home, watch some film, watch a film with the kids, tell them what's up, and get back to practice. We got a big week coming up with homecoming. Don't want any of these kids getting distracted. Also, you don't want to lose your homecoming. Pretty important game.
Well, we're just going to try and ignore all those outside interferences, and we're just going to worry about the game. We're going to worry about our focus this week has to be up with all the outside distractions. I really want to get a win on my senior homecoming.